Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our live stream webinar on BrainPOP. And we are so fortunate to have so many different guests with us. First of all, I'd like to introduce Alicia Cooper from BrainPOP and also Robert Miller from BrainPOP as well. And they're going to be going live with us in a few minutes. But we wanted to go over a few little housekeeping tips with you about our webinars and just kind of go from there. So the first thing I want to share with you is that this webinar is being recorded. So if you miss it, you can always go to our website, which is edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org, and you can see the recorded version of our webinar, as well as the slide deck and other resources that are available. If you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can go down below and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell and it will let you subscribe, and so you'll get notifications when we do have these live webinars. And we're doing them every 2 to 3 days, it seems like, trying to get these out to help you guys in your classrooms. I think that is it for housekeeping. Oh yeah, if you want to make sure you can put in the chat box is over there, and our little moderators with wrenches will be answering your questions, and we'll try to answer your questions throughout the webinar as well. And hopefully we'll generate some discussion on how we can best use BrainPOP in our classrooms. So let's get moving on to our presentation so we can get to the live stream part. So BrainPOP is a great resource in our district. We have BrainPOP, we have BrainPOP Junior, BrainPOP Espanol, and BrainPOP Francais. It's very engaging, it's educator focused, it's going to be very reflective, very global. We're trying to make sure that we get into this is not just showing a video, this is asking a video and launching into a great discussion, because we want to think about different types of learning activities that are help engaging our students and kind of generate discussion questions about how to use different resources. And BrainPOP is an excellent resource to share with us. So let's think about Bloom's taxonomy. So there are different ways of actually integrating BrainPOP into Bloom's taxonomy, from the discover, which is just basic understanding and stuff like that, from research to coding to all kinds of things. Then there's the play, which helps them to analyze and apply those different skills. And we want to kind of think about how we can move our kids to those upper level thinking skills. And then as my favorite part, which is the create. When students creating, they're actually showing their learning. And so BrainPOP has got some great activities that can help you focus on the evaluate and the create stage. So let's go to the next slide and talk about those things. So in the discover, you've got basically the movie, you've got related readings, you've got primary sources. If you don't know what primary sources are, you're missing a great resource. Primary sources are directly from the source, not a secondary source, which are secondhand information. So if you're trying to teach your kids basic skills like researching or looking up things on the internet, that's a great resource. Then there's the play level, which is that middle level of Bloom's taxonomy, such as simulations, challenges, game up activities. I love simulations because simulations help students kind of play with different effects to see how things are modeled in those things, like in physics or in science or in different things like that. And then there's the upper level, which, like I said, is my favorite, is create. And there are things like creative coding, which is the kids are learning different types of way of using coding to do real life scenarios. There's make a movie, which I always love to make movies. We're not going to get to show you that because it's kind of hard to do that on a webinar. Then there's the concept mapping, which you do in your classrooms, which always helps students focus on that, how to get to that next level with BrainPOP. And so with that, I'm going to go to the next slide. And I think we're turning that over to Rebecca.
Hi, everyone. So there has been a little bit of confusion regarding BrainPOP since we've gone to distance learning. And I just want to make it really clear that BrainPOP is an application that we subscribe to. So with that being said, students have to be logged into BrainPOP first before any links in Google Classroom will work. Okay, so the students are going to go to the portal, they're going to authenticate, and then they're going to be able to click those links. So please, please do not request a free access or a free account. Please ask your students not to request a free account. Every student and every teacher, you already have an account if you go through the portal. So how do you do that? So go to the portal, mysdpbc.org, and then search for either the BrainPOP or the BrainPOP Junior tile. Once you see either of those tiles, you click that tile and you're going to be automatically logged into your school. Okay, so just to go over one more time, if you are putting a link into your Google Classroom, teachers should instruct all students to log into BrainPOP before they click any links in Google Classroom. Okay, oops, that's the cord. So if they get that, they're going to see this request free access. We don't want them clicking that. Okay. If by chance they do click that and they have the login button, they can log in with Clever, but it's not as seamless. They're still then going to have to search for their school. So the recommended method is going to the portal and searching for BrainPOP or BrainPOP Junior and then logging in. And once you get logged in, you're going to see all of the wonderful things our friends from BrainPOP are going to go over with you. And if there's additional training that you might need, inside of BrainPOP is a tutorial course called BrainPOP 101. And you can go through that at your own pace and learn all about all of the amazing things BrainPOP has to offer. And with that being said, we're going to go live so we can see all of the wonderful things that BrainPOP has to offer for you and your students.
Hi, everyone. It's Alicia Cooper, Key Account Manager from BrainPOP. And I just wanted to thank you for watching this webinar. And basically, if you have any questions about your account, you can always feel free to reach me via email. I believe my contact information is on the slide from earlier. I'm really pleased to introduce our BrainPOP lead learner, Robert Miller. And Robert, yeah, hi, Robert. Robert's going to be able to show you some best practices when using BrainPOP in your virtual learning. So take it away, Robert.
Perfect. Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you all for joining us. I am going to kind of bring you through a couple of things that we have, usually on BrainPOP, but then also a lot of resources that we have for, our current situation and, learning environment that most schools are affected by. So just a little bit about myself. I was a 4th and 5th grade teacher for 21 years. I'm coming to you live from just up on the I-95 in Daytona Beach. I work remotely from here. So good to be speaking with you guys. I'm going to just kind of share a little bit about what we have as far as resources available to you for maybe to kind of catch your students up a little bit on like coronavirus or some other informational things that are kind of rolling out. We're constantly updating our content, to reflect current situations. So we'll get into a little bit about the tools and features, but we'll kind of use maybe like coronavirus, washing hands as kind of our segue into some of those topics. So I'm going to go into the live site here. First thing I'm going to do is actually, there's a link that we'll share with you with some resources that you can use currently with your students. This is a great page also if you're pushing information out to parents. We have a lot of parent resources as well, just kind of extending the learning and information home. So within this resource, this is going to be yours and your parents' go-to place. We have a coronavirus movie. I'll show that in just a moment with you. Great information. Again, it's constantly updated. There's lesson plans that are attached to that if you want, cross-curricular. We also have one on BrainPOP Junior for washing hands. We'll kind of explore maybe make a map with the washing hands feature. And as well as for information for if many of you are new to BrainPOP, I know your county has had it for a while, but if you haven't used it, just know that we've got quite a bit of standards linked topics across all the grade levels to support your learning. Also content that's easily accessible and usable, for students who are, working with you synchronously or asynchronously. So we have some resources here just to kind of show you that. we have not just this introductory webinar, especially for your district, but we also have a lot of upcoming webinars that really dive into specific things like our pacing guides that we have, all of our resources, the learning pathways. You'll definitely want to be checking those out. But then you also have some of these that you can share with your families as well. Families have the opportunity to log into BrainPOP with a parent account, but they don't need to do that. Your district, your students have access to BrainPOP Junior 24 hours a day. So they can just use their school account, log in at home, submit things to you. There's a lot of features that are included on the school side subscription as opposed to the family. So just tell your parents they can go right in through their 24-hour access through Clever there. So sharing with families, we got some letters there, other resources that you have for COVID-19 as well. So this is a page, maybe we can put that link in the public live comments right there. It's the go.brainpop.com that we have in our private chat from earlier. All right, so let's go ahead and look at, I'm logged in on BrainPOP and I'm already logged in as a teacher. When you go through your Palm Beach dashboard, you'll just get right in there. You'll see that you have your login up here. You have full access to all the teacher features that we have. This is going to be the way that you're going to navigate around. Again, if you're not used to BrainPOP, we have everything categorized by topic levels. BrainPOP is primarily geared for 3rd grade through 8th grade. And like I said, everything's linked to our Florida standards. I'm just going to jump in here and show you, we'll just jump to coronavirus. Coronavirus, there we go. You can search also for anything that you're teaching, and you'll have those topics, related things that pop up as well. So we'll go right into a topic page. This is your typical topic page that you have. It looks pretty similar to what your students are going to see as well, but there are some things that are especially for you and also for your lesson planning. Just to kind of scroll down below, you'll see that you have, for every single topic that's on BrainPOP and BrainPOP Junior, you're going to see the link standards. Every page has lesson ideas. And you're also going to see that everything can be assigned. Anything that a student can do, you can also assign. This is great for school, for them to do maybe in centers, but this is especially very beneficial for you if you're working with your students as they're working from home on their own schedules. So we'll get into assigning in a minute, but that's pretty much everything that you're going to have that a student can do. You can also assign and they can submit to you. When you click on lesson ideas on a topic page, you'll see that you have a wealth of resources here. Many teachers across the country are using BrainPOP in maybe a synchronous way of playing the movie and watching it together and discussing. We have a lot of discussion prompts. These are questions that you can use before, during, and after the movie. These are also great when you're back into your classroom. We call these pause points, but you can embed these within your assignments for your students maybe to answer asynchronously. So we're working very hard to get these discussion prompts out for every single topic. We're not there yet, but you'll be pleasantly surprised to see these discussion points on most of the topics that are out there. So that is a little bit about coronavirus on BrainPOP. Then we also have, let's just go ahead and jump over to BrainPOP Junior and show you what those things look like over there. Easily navigate for you and your students. There's a Mobi icon up here. You just do the drop down. You can navigate from site to site. Your students are logged in on their account, especially like 3rd grade. That's kind of like the middle school of elementary school. You know, they're probably going to be working both BrainPOP Junior and BrainPOP. This is a seamless way for them to work cross-platform there. So many of the same tools and features that they'll have there, but this is a little bit more primary, a little simpler in interface. I'm going to go up here and we're just going to jump to washing hands. So here you have your same navigation style. We're jumping into a BrainPOP Junior movie. Again, it's anchored with the movie. Then you also have the tools and features that are specific to BrainPOP Junior. A couple things to maybe point out to your families, and we have a lot of resources on BrainPOP Educators. Many teachers are unaware of many of the features that are down here, like on BrainPOP Junior, which is kindergarten through 3rd grade. We also have Annie's Notebook. There's a PDF that you can pull up. This might be great for you actually to send this PDF to your students. They can type on these, well, not necessarily on this, but on many of the things that pop up as far as a feature. They're able to actually type and then submit that. But these are great references for your students, maybe for parents to even work alongside with the students. So those are the questions that will pop up. Then you also have many other features in here like wordplay, draw about it, write about it. Let's just take a quick look at wordplay. This is one of my favorites on BrainPOP Junior. This is kind of BrainPOP Junior's spin on the word wall. Students are not just looking at like flashcards with the definitions, they're actually engaging with the vocabulary words that are going to be popping in. I also want to point out to you again, look, down here we have the assign button. Anything that a student can do, most likely you can also assign that to them. So we'll probably assign this in just a moment, but let's just kind of take a look at what you can do with these, like germ. For the student to engage with the word germ, we give them 3 different opportunities. They can draw about it. They can draw a picture. They can also write. They can get in here and type. And they can even kind of put together a little conversation or a dialogue. They can write some responses here. You can start with "Did you know?" or they can write their own. They can change the characters to whomever they might want that to be. So this is just a way that they can engage with those vocabulary words and submit them to you. So kindergarten through 3rd grade teachers, think about that. This is one where students can go in, talk with their parents, or come up with their favorite way to maybe draw or type about the vocabulary words that they have. Know that BrainPOP Junior, BrainPOP ELL, they're cross-platform. They can be used on different devices. So if they're using a tablet or an iPad, this will work for that as well. So let's just show you how you will assign something in BrainPOP. Let's say that we're working on good hygiene or health habits. We'll go ahead and I want to assign this to my students. Pretty much anything that you would assign on BrainPOP or BrainPOP Junior, you're going to have this format. Really, really simple. You have a title, you can adjust that. It might be important for you to maybe give instructions, maybe get a guiding question or something that you want them to focus on. There's 5 vocabulary words here. Maybe you want them to choose 2. You can tell them those things. When you have your individual account, all your classes are already pre-populated in there. All the students are in there. So you can choose a specific class that you want to send this to, or you can send it to multiple classes. What's even nice too is you can differentiate with BrainPOP with these assignments. You can push this out to all of your students or maybe to select students. This is my training account I use in workshops. I can just unselect and maybe pick 3 or 4 students that I want to send this specifically to, just to kind of make it on their level. Maybe these 3 students, I'm going to have them just answer 2 of the vocabulary words, but the rest of the class maybe can do all 5. So that's a way you can differentiate with that. So we'll add that there. We can select a date. You can set up your week all ready to go, schedule it for later, and click assign. That's just going to assign this one activity, wordplay. But let's think, maybe you might want to actually add some other things in there. We got to keep them busy, don't we? So we're going to go in here to the assignment builder. You'll see this is everything that's on BrainPOP Junior's washing hands topic. I've already have the wordplay on there, but maybe I also want them to rewatch the movie that we watched early this morning together. I'm going to add that on there. These 3 particular students who are going to get this assignment, I'm going to give them the easy quiz. I'll have them do that, and maybe have them, also talk things out with, their parents on an activity. I'll assign that as well. So these little components, I can then go in there. I can even, let's actually move the quiz. That probably makes more sense to have it at the end. So we'll put that at the end of the list there. So all set, ready to go. Next, I'll just leave all that alone. And then I'm going to click assign. Boom. Those 3 or 4 students have that assignment waiting for them the next time they log into BrainPOP. If you have any questions along the way, the live comments are there. You can pipe those in there. The hosts, John or Alicia, can interrupt me and just kind of see if we can dive in a little bit deeper with some of those. All right, so that's assigning. That's what that looks like for a BrainPOP Junior. Let's just get back into the BrainPOP. And Alicia, is there anything else on BrainPOP Junior? Actually, let's go ahead and jump into the make a map as well. Yeah, we didn't assign that, but I want to keep them also busy with being creative. So let's just get back into that washing hands. This should look familiar right here. Here's that topic page again. You have the movie, but then you also have on every single BrainPOP, ELL, BrainPOP topic, you're going to have our creative tool called Make a Map. This is a concept mapping tool. A lot of teachers are like, oh, it's just a graphic organizing tool. But once they get in there, they see there's a lot of different ways that you can utilize this. This always turns out to be some of the most popular time spent in our in-person workshops. So I'm going in to make a map. I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. We also have templates, but you can even assign a pre-made map to your students. So I don't really use the templates too much. I kind of customize my starter maps, but I'm going to go ahead and go in here and press start to just have a blank one. So as a teacher, you'll see that it defaults up here to the generic title of the topic. I would encourage teachers to always give the students maybe a question, and that's going to guide their map making. So, maybe on this one we can, why wash our hands? Why wash I'll just say, why wash hands? Boom. So now I have a question. My students have a question. This is going to guide their map making. Now, we already watched this movie together this morning. You remember? So we watched this movie already. Now it's also up there for them to watch again. They can go ahead and play the movie and maybe pull things from there, pull facts, and support them with reasons why you would want to do that for maybe that map there. You'll also see that we have images and there's some key terms. These are great, especially, pretty much any grade level. It's going to prompt them, oh, I totally didn't even think about, spreading germs. So that's going to maybe prompt some connection there. And then they also have some blank notes here. Let's go ahead and pull a blank note in to start. And I'm just going to go in here and we'll just say, why wash? I'll just make that a question as well. You know what? I can even go up here and customize. I can customize the color. Why wash your hands? That's kind of a good thing. So I'm going to make that green. Kids love to explain the reason why they made the maps the way they do. And we also have a way that they can do that. I'll show you in a moment. So why wash our hands? Let's go in here and get a little, let's get an image. Let's go ahead and, put soap in there. And I'll just put maybe, we'll just say 20 seconds with soap. All right. And let's kind of move that over. They can make a connection. Why wash? I got an arrow here. I can drag that there. Nice. I can go up here and add more. I can go in here to, let's go to the movie. Playing the movie, teachers and students like this as well. You're not going to be able to hear the movie. I'm going to hear it in my ears. But they can hear, follow along with the closed captioning if they wish. Turn that on for you. And I'm just going to kind of scrub ahead a little bit here. Oh, perfect. Why should you wash your hands, right? All right, she's talking about washing underneath your fingernails, okay? That's pretty gross, but necessary. Kids are gonna love that. So we'll just kind of pull that screenshot there and we'll just put fingernails. Okay, don't forget those. And we'll put that. You know what, that's actually a good thing to keep in check. So I'm gonna go over here to images. You're not even limited to these. You can go over here and let's just say like a check mark. Let's see if we can find a check mark. There's one, boom. Let's put that in there, all right? They get very, very creative with their map making, okay? So you have that. We can pull in some key terms. We'll put spread. Okay, let's just go over here. Let me see if I can do this. I know, we'll just do that. And we'll connect here. The arrows, you'll see that wherever you click to start and then finish, that's the direction. If you need it to go the other way, if they need to edit that, you can click right there. And they can like make a double arrow, they can make it dotted if they wish, or they can just make everything pretty much match their format that they want. So here they can get pretty in depth. They can spread their map out, make it as big as they want. They can even add other maps to it. This is the more button. This also gives you options of maybe they can print or save their maps as a PDF. They can pull in some other maps that they have. I like this right here, and this will be a great feature to use, especially nowadays with the distance. Let me zoom in a little bit. You'll see that they can add a note to their map. I would always tell my fifth graders to maybe type a note and explain to me why you made the map the way you did. Like right here, I colored it green because that's kind of a good thing. All of this is going to be some good habits to keep. So they can type this to you and click done. And then they can go ahead and submit this to you. Again, I'm logged in as a teacher. So here you'll see I have the assign button. On the student side, it actually says submit to teacher. Again, I can go in here and click assign and push. I can choose my students to do a blank map, or maybe there's a few of them that I should give them maybe a starter map. This is another way that you can differentiate with BrainPOP. So that's a great thing as well. So that is Make a Map. That's one of the creative tools. Let's just jump back over to BrainPOP, and not to neglect third grade on up. Let's go back. Go to Moby here, BrainPOP. I'm going to go ahead and jump to another topic. I think we've been talking about germs enough already, so let's go to Mars. That's one of my favorites. Here you'll see a typical topic page on BrainPOP. Again, Make a Map is right there. You also have Make a Movie and Creative Coding. Now, the Make a Movie is one, as John said, was the where they can make their own BrainPOP style movies. Putting them together, that's even simpler. It's a linear timeline that they build. They can record their voice. That's a great project that they can submit to you to show what they know. And there's also creative coding. Creative coding is one where they can code a project. We don't say they're learning to code. They're actually coding to learn. What they're going to do is spend a lot of time tweaking their code just to make a little project, but it seems like our students have a lot of time on their hands. So that might be a good one for students to explore. What I really like about these is you have 3 tools that students can explore and find the best way that they want to show you that they know something. Okay, and again, this is great for working from home, but also, back in your classroom, giving them a choice. That's half the battle right there. So you have some other high-end or higher thinking material that you have on here as well. Most teachers just know that movie and quiz, but you'll see there's all those higher order things. We talked about the creation tools, but then you also have like those play or engaging tools or assessment pieces. Like we have challenge, not only just the quiz, but also the challenge. Again, anything that a student can do on BrainPOP, they can turn in to you, or you can get a score. If you assign this quiz or assign the challenge, when they finish, their scores automatically come to you. I'm curious if anybody's ever tried a challenge before. This is not on every topic yet, but this is just another quick assessment piece. You'll see that on this particular one for Mars, there's 8 different formats that they can take. This one has, each challenge is gonna have 4 of the 8. In this particular one for Mars, you're gonna have a Venn diagram, a fill in the sentence, multiple response, and a matching list. Again, these are different ways of thinking for them to do. You'll also need to know the assessment pieces like the quiz or the challenge. They're gonna have the choice of taking it as a review or as a graded version. You can assign either one of those. Just know that the review, they're gonna have to get it right before they move on, which is kind of great for us, kind of a self-check. But then they can also take it as a graded one where they'll go all the way through not knowing anything until they get to the end. Then they'll give their results, but also immediately send you the scores themselves. The review, once they do get it all right and submit to you, you're still going to see any kind of errors that they went back and corrected. So that's nice too. I'm just going to click into graded. And we'll just show you, like, here's the Venn diagram here. Okay, so grouping the labels, a total different thinking process than a multiple choice question that they might be used to on the quiz. I'm just going to throw a couple of these in. Third planet from the sun. I don't want to miss that one. Carbon dioxide. So tilted axis rotation. We'll keep going. Here we have blanks to fill in. Let's just throw these in here. Whoops. Okay, that's also some nice on some of the assessment pieces on BrainPOP Junior. Is it's also going to get them their clicking and dragging computer skills as well. So we'll just throw another one on here and keep going. Okay, so here we have to choose the best answer. Look at this, choose more than one answer. The kids hate that. They never know how many to check off, but let's just check a couple of these off. Great. We'll keep going. Here's our last one. So we have a matching one. So they've watched our movies. They've engaged with like maybe some games or some of the related readings. They should do pretty well on these. But I'm just kind of put a couple of these in here. And then finish. Now I did this as a graded one. So this is going to tell me I got 4 out of the 19 correct. I can view my results, but if this will automatically be sent to my teacher if he or she had assigned it to me. So that is the challenge. let's go back to the home page again. And John, if there's anything that you want me to chime in on, as well, just feel free to jump in there. So you've got some assessment pieces here. We've got the creativity tools. You also see, like John was saying, the primary source. That's a great one as well. Just kind of going in and looking at something different, looking at something that's the original, document or video or transcript or movie. All different things. It's not just in social studies. So that's a great one for students to kind of, especially for family discussions at home, with the related readings. Those have been around for a while. But again, this is more content that they can read. You have all these different tabs around that one topic. That this is further information they can include maybe on their maps or maybe within their movies. So that's a great thing too. And again, look, down here, you can even, everything can be assigned. This is going to be a great resource or great tool for you to use for this distance learning here. You also have the worksheets, the graphic organizer, and the vocabulary sheets. These have been around since the beginning, but now they can actually, you don't have to send those off to Copy Center. Even when you're back into the classroom, you can assign these, and they can just type again right on these and then submit these to you. So know that they have those. Again, you can assign them or print them. So you have the worksheets that you have. Students also will enjoy the games. We have quite a few games that are on here. Share with your parents that any game that's hosted on BrainPOP has been vetted. There's educational value to that. I'm logged in as a teacher. When I go here to games, let's see, this game from Mars, we have 4 games that go with it. Let's just go and choose, let's just go Time Zone X. This is one of my favorites. You'll see this is actually a BrainPOP game that we developed at BrainPOP. But just like the topics themselves, we even give you down below all kinds of information on these games. Not only that, but we even have the lesson plans that go along with it. We've got prompts that they can do. We even link the standards that this game is going to meet. So not just in science, but look, we even have some ELA standards that are mixed in here as well. And also the basic information, grade levels or how much time it's going to take, and some other assessment tools that you have along the way. Oh, also too, throughout the BrainPOP site, you're going to see these little question marks. Those are contextual help videos that are sprinkled throughout. Those are great not only for you, but for students. If they see that down in the corner, like on a creative coding topic project, they can also check that out as well. So that is Time Zone X, one of our game up games. All right, so let's just go back to the topic page. Let's see, I'm gonna go up here now. So that's pretty much the meat of BrainPOP and BrainPOP Junior. The tools, searching for what you need, use your curriculum maps, find your, or even search by your standards. You're gonna find the topics that match that. So let's go up here to our teacher features. You're gonna see up here, you have the dashboard. This, we just get an update on this over the weekend. So you guys are some of the first to see this. You'll see that you have all your classes. And again, you don't have to mess with this. The district is already taking care of this for you, merging it in with Clever. All your classes are here. You're going to see, you can click on your classes and everything that's happening in that class is going to be right there. You can view your students, what they're doing, working with them on that. Let's go back to classes. So you can jump around through those. Then you also will see, here's your assignments. Remember I made that washing hands wordplay? I assigned it to those 3 students. Right here, when you click on the assignment, it will actually give you kind of information about the assignment, who's done them, who hasn't. You can edit the assignment, see when things were turned in, what wasn't turned in yet, all the likes of that for your assignments. And you'll also see that you have some projects. These are projects that you have made, so that you can also share or use for demonstrations. So your students will have a similar dashboard. It'll have a timeline of everything that they're doing, things that need to be turned into the teacher, or things that they're just creating on their own. This is something they can spend time, exploring on their own. Every single movie down at the bottom has related topics, so they can get caught, up in a loop of just watching all these related movies related to the original movie that was related to. So some other ways that they can spend their time there. So that's your teacher dashboard. So that might be new to you. You'll want to check that out. We're not going to get into the quiz mixer, but the quiz mixer, just so you know, is pretty intuitive to figure out, and you'll see some of the resources on BrainPOP Educators in just a moment, but really easy for you to actually make your own multiple choice quizzes. You can even make them open-ended, questions. Lots of different formats that you can make on your own quizzes that you can share, customize your quizzes, throughout. We also, you had just heard about BrainPOP 101. We encourage you to go into BrainPOP 101. This is just for teachers only. This is where you will follow a pathway, just kind of along the way, just kind of exploring many of the tools and features that I've shown you here on BrainPOP. Like you'll start here with the movie. We'll just click there. This brings you to a topic page that's just for teachers. And you would watch this movie. It'll kind of tell you, it's a BrainPOP movie about BrainPOP, telling you about that. But then you'll also get to jump in and take some quizzes, some challenges, see a primary source. Ooh, primary source is one of my favorites. It's like the first sketches of Moby done like over 20 years ago. So that's definitely one. And you answer some high order thinking questions about it too. So that's pretty neat. So definitely you want to take the 101. This is a great just self-guided tour through it. Maybe takes 30 minutes. At the end, you get this handy dandy certificate here, personally signed by Moby, suitable for framing, as they say. That maybe you can even, I don't know if you can even get credit for something like that, for any of these courses like this. But we also offer some free webinars as well on BrainPOP Educators. So that is BrainPOP 101. So let's go ahead and kind of wrap up a little bit with our BrainPOP Educator site, unless there's any kind of questions we have coming in from the left here. How are we doing?
I think we're doing pretty good for the questions. I think the biggest thing I was going to say was just kind of reiterate how to create the assignment and link it through Google Classroom. And I was going to let Rebecca kind of handle that a little bit, but I think we're pretty good for questions. I've been kind of checking out. Rebecca, do you have anything you want to add?
Sure. So it's a little odd when you link the assignment through Google Classroom. So I just tested it, and basically I created an assignment, I assigned it to my class, and then I copied the link and I put it into my Google Classroom. But when I put it into Google Classroom, it shows up as upgrade your, let me see what it says exactly. It basically says maximize your subscription. So it doesn't look like it's a link to my assignment, but when I log in as a student and I click the link, it takes me into the assignment in BrainPOP. So it doesn't look like it's going to work, but if students are logged in, then it does work. So I don't know if there's some more development to work out a little bit better of a relationship between Classroom and BrainPOP down the road, but it does work. You just have to make sure students are logged into.
Hey, Rebecca, can you maybe take a screenshot or a picture of that and send it to Alicia, and we'll go ahead and share that with the team.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So I'm actually gonna do what Rebecca just said. Like, let's just say I wanted to assign watching the movie on Queen Elizabeth. You'll see. Let's just pick the class. We'll assign. And then you'll see right here, now if they're going through BrainPOP, it's going to show up on BrainPOP, but then you also have right here, copy the classroom link. That right there will click the link there that you can then put into Google Classroom. And as Rebecca reports, it should be okay on the other end, and we'll tidy up it on the teacher side there. Nice. Okay, I'm just going to just real quick, just jump in with BrainPOP Educators. You can get there going through educators.brainpop.com. or up here on the Mobi icon, when you're logged in as a teacher, you'll see you have Educators. So this is going to bring you to my team's resource page. Lots of things here. And again, things are updated for distance learning as well. You'll see right here, we have tool and feature support. If you need to jump in and see any way to use any of these tools or features, again, you'll see the create, play, and discover. We're even, hopefully by the end of the week, we'll even have this even more streamlined for you. Just real quick and easy to get in there and get your resources. You'll see like make a map. There you see like we got a 3-minute overview, step-by-step guides. This is going to be for every single tool or resource you have. You'll also find here we have our school to home connection. This is going to be great for you for your pacing guides or unit plans, but also information for parents will go in here. You'll see that we have it all broken down for you. Some home activities for your families. We have some units here, some family tips, everything that you would need right there. And then on that original, the coronavirus resource page, we had a link on there about webinars. You'll also see that we have all of our upcoming webinars here. So if I want to click there, you'll see like we've got basically some overviews. Then we have here's Make a Movie, and we're updating these here. Like Make a Map is tomorrow, hosted by yours truly. So we'll have a full webinar on Make a Map, but you'll see we also have like some of our certified teachers, sharing their stories, how to assess with distance learning. So there's a lot of those that are going to be live. And then we have a whole resource library here of past ones that we've just done. So you can check those out as well. So I think you'll find some great support material for you here on BrainPOP Educators. I think your go-to is going to be right here, the tool and feature support. Professional development, you'll find the webinars here, and BrainPOP 101 and some other PD information material here as well. But I think between those two top level links, throw in the school and home connection, you should be all set. So I think that's my list there. So I would recommend just kind of exploring some of those high order thinking tools and resources. Do your BrainPOP 101 and dive into BrainPOP Educators, and I think you'll be able to provide your students with some worthy time-filled activities.
Thank you, Robert. We really appreciate your input today and sharing with us. Alicia, did you want to add something to the discussion?
No, I just wanted to thank everybody for attending virtually, and thank you guys for hosting us. This has been really great.
Yeah.
Thank you both for joining us. We really appreciate it. Go ahead, Rebecca.
No, I was just saying thank you as well. I really appreciate it. It was very thorough and way better than what I could have done. So thank you.
So we have a few things to wrap up just to kind of let you know. We have, if you have more questions, you can always email us. We put our contact information up there. We have a bit.ly form that I'd like to share with you. It's bit.ly/help-form-edtech. It is case sensitive. If you need help, we have some great people monitoring this form, and they can help you with anything Google related as well as smart related. And there are smart tech trainers that'll be monitoring that, as well as people from the EdTech training team. And feel free to actually complete that form. If you've got any more information you'd like to share with anybody before we close out, there's our contact information. I'd like to invite you to come back to our webinars. We've got some great conversations later this week. We've got our Twitter chat this Wednesday at 3:30, and we're going to be talking about remote learning strategies and how people are doing it. We've got a great panel discussion coming on Friday, and a couple other things happening this week, as well as other webinar topics coming up very soon. So we want to thank you for coming, and hope things are going well for you. And start off small. There's some great resources in BrainPOP that you can use in your classrooms this week, now that everything is back up and running. And so we thank you for your time. Have a good afternoon.